Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. New visuals are released for Disneyland Paris's 30th celebration.
A brand new show to celebrate the 30th will take place in the Castle Hub.
Josh D'Amaro confirms Avengers Campus is set to open summer 2022.
Park passes are now available up to the end of April 2022.
Disney fans were dismayed when Mickey Waffles briefly disappeared from the old mill this week, only to reappear at the ice cream company counter on Main Street a few days later.
DLP celebrated Mickey and Minnie's birthday this week with magic shots, complimentary button badges, and a special cavalcade.
Chris,
Yes.
just some technical
Yes.
housekeeping. Are you able to just reduce the cropping around us so that that thing isn't shown above Lucy's head?
Oh yes.
While
look
I
at that.
while
That's a nice error.
yeah, while
I'm
I
going to stand up and fix the error.
Oh, okay.
You talk.
Yeah, you talk. I'm gonna have to go and take care of the child that's just appeared at the door.
We should have started at 9:30 like it said.
Everything's gone chaotic. We were so ready for so long, and now look at you seeing behind the curtain, so to speak.
Need a
It's
clipper.
gonna go wrong.
Need a clipper.
I'm going to talk then. So, what we've got on the show this week, we've got the usual rundown of news. We're going to talk about all those headlines that you just heard. We're also going to discuss the Destination D23 event, which took place this weekend. Hugh and I watched it live on YouTube. We're going to discuss what that was like. We're also going to have a little look through the menus for Le Vœu Gourmand. This is something we promised last week, but we got a little waylaid, so we're going to have a chit-chat through them this week. And Chris has booked his restaurants for his upcoming family trip, so he's going to tell us all about what he's got going on there. And the Rain family have got small trip updates of their own. So we've got some people in the chat. It's lovely to see Lauren and Claire and Mark and David.
David says,
Darren Dunn family.
David said, I'd love to see how all the tech works at some point.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
So would we.
We could strip it all bare and show it at some point. We've been talking about how we evolve the show.
Yeah, we're
recently,
thinking of
haven't we?
making it a bit more studio based than green screen based. I do love what we've done with the green screen because Hugh's done such a good job of the ride vehicles and all the artwork.
I've done
that
a
goes
job.
with that.
Looking forward to seeing what Christmas is going to be like, Hugh.
Oh, yeah.
But we've kind of
Which
got an
kind of is
idea
Christmas now, so...
I'll get on it.
of how we can change the kitchen into a semi-portable TV studio. Just stay tuned. Who knows what 2022 will bring? We're always moving.
6 more sleeps until the Dunn family go to Disneyland Paris.
Yes. Awesome.
That's so exciting. It's going to be the best time of year to go as well. A bit jealous, to be honest.
I'm very jealous.
I know.
Well, of course we are.
Anyway, how we doing?
Don't know. I'm doing good. thanks.
David said 37DS behind the magic. Well, magic.
Does that mean one of us needs to start filming with a camera while we're setting
It's
up?
gonna-
They'd be quite funny, that.
It'll be very disappointing. It'll be more like, you know, on very famous film with Judy Garland,
Oh, yeah.
Wizard of Oz. My brain. On Wizard of Oz, where they pull the curtain back and it's just an unattractive man pulling levers. That's who's over there.
It's also really interesting because we talk to each other before the show, but we can't actually talk about anything that we want to talk about because we hold off talking about anything until we do the show.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, stunted conversations all round. And how much dilute juice do you want in your drink, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Chris's the ratio of his diluted drink just right. He said because Chris likes it very weak.
I do.
Listeners might remember.
We did talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife because that's not a Disney film, but anything Disney related, we just don't talk.
Hold off.
We just look at each other. Right. Well, let's talk now then. We haven't talked before the show, so let's talk now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, DLP celebrated Mickey and Minnie's birthday this week. It was fine. They didn't do a lot. There was a cavalcade that ran twice during the day, and it was the Mickey car with the red and yellow and black and white dancers in the tutu things. well done. And you could go to some select places, I believe the Emporium and Town Hall, and ask for a celebration button badge, which I also heard described as a sticker. So I'm not sure if they were both or one or the other.
A round sticker.
A round thing.
Mm-hmm.
While stocks lasted. And, you know, it's not the thing it was last year when it was Mickey's 90th. Or was it the year before? COVID's got me... It was the year before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Knocked me for a loop. Yeah, 1929. Yeah, it was the
1920. Yeah.
Yeah. Was when it
was. Yeah.
when he was born.
Yeah.
Born. Okay, it's going to be a difficult show. So it wasn't the year before last, when it was a big deal, but it was cute. It was something. So I'm going to skim over that and move up to this, because I have my phone by me when I work because I use it for music and various things like that. And my evening of work was interrupted the other day by these two waxing lyrical over the fact that Mickey Waffles had gone from the old mill. Now, I am a diehard Disney fan and I care deeply about these details, but even I was like, will you stop making my phone beep?
Trying to work.
What was the give? What was the give?
Well,
They're gone. And
Yeah.
they replaced them with things that look like bayonets but weren't. And
I'll tell you what they were. Profiteers. Profiteers.
keep going.
Profiteers.
Profetiers. Profetiers.
Profiteers.
Something like that.
Okay.
Mini crepes.
Mini crepes. And if you know, like, the American style potato pancakes that kind of small, not slim like crepes are, but quite sort of like a centimetre fat and about 6 centimetres in diameter. They're like those.
Blinis, like blinis.
Is that what a Bellini's like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a
So,
drink,
and
but-
you get like a little box of 12 of those, and I'm like, that sounds delicious. And it's probably made of the same batter. And guess what you can have as toppings?
Nutella.
Yeah, that's it.
Icing sugar.
Yeah.
Laughing Cow.
Nutella or sugar. Ooh. Laughing cow, perhaps.
That'd be quite nice, actually.
So I think they sound delicious. But
I
they're
have
not
I have
Mickey-
pancakes with dairy lily on.
Well, we had pancakes with
I mean,
Laughing Cow the other week, didn't we?
Scotch pancakes, little Scotch
Yeah.
pancakes.
I get that.
Or the American
Yeah,
style pancakes.
They are like the Scotch pancakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like toast with
Small.
salad cream. Do you think Disneyland Paris might ever bring that in?
Maybe.
Wow. That's a revelation. Are you pregnant?
Ask him now.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so Chris shared that with us, and we were like, well, I was like, what are they doing? What are they doing? I couldn't believe it.
It was almost like they were saying Mickey Mouse is no longer going to appear at park.
Yeah,
That's
but-
what it felt. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it's like, do we have to just put 3 of them together to make the Mickey head?
Yeah.
No, I did see,
But-
and I wish I'd taken note of it so I could credit it. But a Disney fan from Belgium said the old mill is from the Netherlands. Sorry, the old mill is part of the park that is meant to represent Netherlands. You know, they've got the Germanic part with
Right, okay, yeah.
and etc. And it's really lovely to have a traditional Netherlander snack there. Now, I didn't know that was a traditional Netherlands snack, but he was really pleased, and I thought this is representation that we weren't aware of. But the horrors on the internet when you remove something Mickey shaped. But don't worry, people, it took about 3 days. Do you know, DLP report actually inquired and got an official reply back from Disneyland
There you go.
Paris saying, don't worry, they are coming back. And they are now at the ice cream window. What did I say? Ice cream company counter, which is like the window that you can get that from. So I'm happy about that.
Where?
They are delicious on Main Street.
Ice cream company.
It's not the bakery one. It's kind of, I mean, to be honest, it's not often open. So I hope it's going to be open more often. This might be they might move to make this a more permanent window that's open more often. It's down one of the side streets, and this might be why and how they're doing it. They've got something to say there.
There you are.
So, much ado about nothing, as Shakespeare said. Now, the park passes are available up to the end of April. And Darren from the Dunn family alerted me to this because April the 12th has sold out for annual pass holders.
Why is that?
That is the 30th anniversary. Hugh and I we'll talk about it more in the trip planning, but we had half a mind that we might go. Now, don't panic if you're going on tickets, dated tickets, or you're staying in a hotel. There are still park availability. So we might just choose to stay that night in a Disney hotel, which we weren't going to do. We were going to stay off site. But bad luck to all the locals, annual pass holders. You had to be quick for that. Do you know the problem with this park pass is they don't tell you in advance when it's going to drop. You know when your dining drops, it's 60 days in advance.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, heck. You know when things are going to get released. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And so I didn't know they'd been released until like probably 16 hours later, by which time it was pointless. So it must just be a luck of the draw that someone happens to either check at the right time or be on Twitter at the right time or something to learn that the park passes have dropped, which is a bit scattergun for me. But at least they get rid of the the technology being overloaded by people all trying in the same 30 seconds.
Guys, some important news. Bob's here.
Bob, are you back?
Bob, are you staying or where are you going? Because normally you've got some exciting engagement and we only get a small visit from you, so I feel honoured.
Yeah.
You're a busy man.
He is busy.
Can I just say about Bob as well? I hope you don't mind me saying this, Bob, because if you do, you better message me really quick. But he posted on Disney Then and Now today to say that his book should be going out for publish this week at some point on Amazon. So keep your eyes peeled. But he messaged me and said, "You're the first person to know, except for my wife. But this is going to be published next week, I'm told." So there we are.
Gosh,
I got an exclusive.
I would be so intimidated knowing I was second to your wife.
Just got a message off Bob. He says, "Stop. Don't tell anybody."
Says
Sorry,
boring
Bob.
life now. You've been whizzing around the country visiting family, haven't you, for 2 weeks, Bob? Anyway, this isn't the Bob Show. This is the Disneyland Paris Show.
Yeah,
Sorry, Bob.
that's our third podcast. They say
Starts next week.
we call it the Bobcast.
37 Bobney Street.
So, right, the next 3 things have come out of Destination D. So I'm going to pause the news for a bit because Hugh and I watched the whole Parks and Experiences.
Have you watched it?
No, because I knew it was coming and then I forgot about it. You know when you built up and you're ready for something and then a couple of hours later you're thinking, I'm sure I was going to do something tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is
like
it.
that.
Because, I'll tell you what it is first. You have the D23 Expo every 2 years, and it's massive. It fills a multi-room complex in Los Angeles. It's a huge big deal, and they have the films announcements and the parks announcements, and that's where big things happen. And then on alternate years, they have Destination D23, which is a much smaller event. Thank you. It's a much smaller event, and this year it took place in the Contemporary Resort. So they do have a big conference suite there, but if it can fit in a hotel, it's smaller than the usual massive thing that's the size of a city. So you don't tend to expect the announcements of brand new lands being built or anything like that. But you usually get some of the smaller announcements here. Mm-hmm. So,
like they said that beignets were coming back to
Port
Orleans. That was one of the announcements, wasn't it? It's that kind of thing.
That kind of level. And they do a bit of entertainment and things. Now, to be fair, we don't usually... I pay a bit closer attention to the D23 Expo. But even then, because of time differences and work, I rarely get to kind of sit and watch the whole thing. And by the time I could look it up on YouTube, everybody's told me on Twitter everything that's been said anyway. So I tend to watch the potted versions. But this time we sort of decided we're going to sit and we're going to watch this thing. So we thought we'd talk about that a bit. It was quite good. They brought out some of the live entertainment from the parks. They had, because it was in Walt Disney World celebrating the 50th, they had the pianist who sits outside Casey Corners on Main Street sort of started the show off, and he was the original pianist from 50 years ago playing the first song that he played.
Oh, I saw him on a video a couple of months ago because they brought him back, didn't they, for the 50th celebrations. Yeah.
So it was quite cute and good. I'm just going to pause here to sort of address some other things because Josh D'Amaro presented it, and he is the vice president of Parks and Experiences.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Yeah, that guy. But Bob Chapek did not appear, and I just want to get my 2 penneth out on this because the internet was quite aghast that Bob Chapek wasn't coming to this event.
Did I interrupt your work with that as well? Because I remember messaging
Yeah.
you about that.
You know, usually I don't mind the interruptions too much. I glance at them, but it was when it was waffles have gone. I was like, come on, guys. Come on, get a grip. Yeah, so Bob Chapek didn't attend. But the thing is, I got a bit het up about this because it is a Disney independent media site called Walt Disney World News Today, who are known for their slightly unscrupulous journalistic standards. And it was pointed out by a Disney journalist I do respect, who is Jack from DSNY Newscast. Highly recommend you subscribe to them. He just said it's not uncommon for CEOs not to attend an event of this size. It's not a massive event. There were many years when Bob Iger didn't go. There's been many years when Bob Chapek has gone. And Walt Disney World News Today reported this as Bob Chapek isn't attending because he's scared he'll get booed, citing no sources for this, no background. There was one point when the article said something like the word on the street is, and that's not really journalism, is it? And it's been shared to death, and it's been everywhere, and people are now citing this as this is fact, this is why he wasn't there. And because I now believe, even though we're like the size of a grain of sand in the Sahara, we're part of the Disney Independent Media Network. I kind of want to be a bit of a contrary voice to that, because as much as I dislike things that are actually going on in the company, I don't want to contribute to that kind of reporting. I think it's sloppy and clickbaity, and it's creating outrage where there is none, to be frank.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
Okay, so just anyone who's been following that on Twitter and, you know, you've read it and you've commented on it, I just want to take a step back and have a look. Now, I do watch Walt Disney World News Today regularly, and they're really good at telling you when there's a new hot dog at Casey's, and they're really good at showing you pictures of the new hotel rooms. But when they report on things, I really would look for the sources, basically.
Yeah. We don't do clickbait.
We try not to.
But anyway, coming up later on the show, Josh D'Amaro got a new lightsaber. What he did next, you won't believe. Coming up later.
I'm quite looking forward to that.
I got.
It's not coming up later. I'll just tell you, he got the lightsaber out. He confirmed that the lightsaber that he was seeing is a real lightsaber.
I got a bit serious.
That you can buy, probably.
I'm glad you brought us down. The Dunn family are saying, I can't wait for the new Magic Band Plus. They look amazing. They do look quite good, and I think they're meant to interact in different ways with things around the parks, but the price tag is huge, and I need to see them working first. I think they've hyped them up with a lot of hyperbole. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, is there anything else that we've missed? Ghostbusters was amazing. Yes, it was. Let's go.
I haven't seen it yet.
But Josh D'Amaro did a really good job. The difference with him compared to Chapek is he seems very enthusiastic. So, he confirmed Avengers Campus is set to open in the summer of 2022.
Summer?
Now, we'd had very strong rumours of a date of the 25th of March from believable sources, and also that it would be open for the 30th, meaning before the 30th. So I'm a bit disappointed about this. I'm a bit disappointed. And we don't know what summer means, but I think that is a little later than expected. But it is what it is. It'll open when it opens.
Why disappointed?
Because I wanted to go for the opening of Avengers Campus.
Now, I thought you were going to say that, but I don't want to go for the opening. I'm glad that we missed the opening of Galaxy's Edge in Florida because, you know, just I want the crowds to die down. I want it to just to like find its feet, settle down. Then that's when we slot in. And with this Avengers Campus, like it'd be nice to go there and report on it and stuff, but I'm not actually keen on being there as a park guest, you know, with everybody crammed in there. Yeah,
I'll be specific.
I want it to settle down first, then I'm happy to go.
I was hoping for annual pass previews, but the chances are that it would be Infinity Pass holders, not Magic Plus pass holders, if it was. But no, it was going to be a toss-up for us whether we held out to see what the date was for the opening of Avengers Campus or whether we went for the 30th. And both things have gone a little bit Pete Tong. So we're going to see what we can do. We're going to see what we can do. But whenever it comes out, it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be a great addition.
Instead of Pete Tong, you could have said Bing Bong.
Bing bong.
It's gone a bit bing bong.
It's all going to be bing bong. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Should we adopt that?
Yep.
That's ours now.
Um,
We'll hashtag it.
Pixar, we have trademarked it.
So there were other announcements at this D23 thing. And we've got new visuals for the outfits and decorations on Main Street. I believe that Chris is going to perform some
Do you
magic
want to see them
now.
now?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hang on. Doing do-do-do-do's. Flipping heck. There you go. There's one of them.
You want to see the magic?
Listeners, we are looking at a Mickey Mouse. Oh, just Google it.
So,
It's
I mean, what's kind of the surprise to me is that they've really gone for very similar. They're calling it iridescent with ears.
Oh, look. Here's some behind the scenes for you, by the way.
Yeah.
Bit of behind the scenes. This
propped
is
up
my
on the
arm
craft
looking at
box.
my hand.
listeners, you can see what you can see the bottom of the screen where we've got detritus in front of us.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So I do want to just describe it for the listeners.
Okay.
Like you say, it's got an iridescent purple and blue jacket on with a gold waistcoat. It's nice, actually.
It's very similar to what they're doing for the Walt Disney World 50th, which I'm surprised at because they tend to like to separate themselves.
Yeah. A shiny top hat.
But this seems to be the look
Yeah.
of the 2020s, perhaps.
That's it now. Like, we're just into a new decade and we've already got a style, haven't we?
Yeah.
An iridescence.
Hologram glitter and
Rose
foil.
gold. I know rose gold was like a couple of years ago, but I feel like it's,
Yeah.
it's bled into this iridescent stuff, hasn't it?
Didn't people used to paint their cars these colours?
Like two-tone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I never liked that. Looked like they were covered in oil.
I had a shirt that was orange and black at the same time.
What if this leads to global hypercolour coming back? Because I'd be all up for that.
Oh, my God.
Bring back global
A world full of
hypercolour.
people with blue armpits.
So, do we like it?
I don't mind. I don't
All right.
mind it. I like it. It's not new to me because you're seeing so much of this in Walt Disney World at the moment, and I really like Paris to have ownership on things.
Castle's looking well, isn't she?
Oh,
Hey.
She. It's a she.
Yeah,
She's
it's a she.
beautiful.
It's a she.
Do you want to go to the next one?
Yes.
Next slide, please, Chris.
Hey up, there's next one.
here-
Don't Disney do bubbles well?
Bubbles on foot. Look, I bet there's a hidden Mickey in those bubbles somewhere, right? So we're looking at a picture of for the Fab 5 minus Mickey.
Fab 6.
Sorry, the Fab 6 minus Mickey and some bubbles, and they're on the stage in front of the castle, right?
Can't see a hidden Mickey.
So this is for the is this for the show in front of the castle?
And again, they're
castle
in
stage show.
iridescent outfits of various different tones. Again, they look fabulous. They look lovely. Do you know what else I'm a bit disappointed about? It's not easy to bound as. It's not easy to bound as. I was attempting.
I don't think
bound
anyone
for the
would want to. What
25th.
to Disney bound? What just in these colours,
Well, the 25th was
or as mini in these
royal
colours?
blue and silver was the 25th, and I did attempt a little Disney bound of it during that year. Just wearing those colours, basically.
Goofy looks like he's royal blue and silver, doesn't he?
He does a bit.
There is no hidden Mickey in those bubbles.
No, I can't see one.
Need to get closer, maybe.
Disappointing. They should have put more effort into this.
And then they've given us a picture of the gazebo, and people were going, "Is that it? They're just decorating the gazebo?" No. This was meant to represent the theme
Is
that
this the
will,
next one?
yeah, that will decorate Main Street. So we've got some lights around it. We've got the 30th logo kind of perched on top, and some iridescent drapage around. So that will be all the way up and down Main Street.
Hashtag drapage.
Drapage. So it looks good. Now, having said that, as is often the case when you see concept art, the concept art looks good. That
Yeah.
picture looks luscious.
And yeah, because it's against a sky which is also blue into pink and a soft blue as well. So
And they've bleached out the buildings behind a
Yeah.
bit. Everything looks a bit twinkly. The sun coming through the trees. So it's not incredibly representative of what it will look like. But
There's no people there either. I mean, that's a big difference.
it's not setting the world alight, is it? This picture of a gazebo with some
It's just nice, isn't it? It's
drapage.
Nice.
It's very nice.
It's nice.
I do like the colour scheme, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
Good. It'll be nice. I look forward to the ears we will get. David Wilson says the photos are so good. I've moved you off my phone and onto the big telly.
Oh my
That
gosh.
worries me. You'll be able to see my paws.
Yeah, wait
That stresses
until we
me
go
out.
HD when we go back into the full screen.
And Mark Chester is. Ooh. Manchester is still impressed with the 30th Mickey logo. Hugh likes that.
Yeah, I like that
As
as
a
well.
professional, oh, you like it too. Professional logoer. They like that.
Logo.
Right, and then what was the... Oh, and we're getting a brand new show to the Castle Hub. So it'll be on those 4 stages, presumably, that go around the hub. There's been a bit of... Well, not hate, really, but people going, is that it? We're just getting a show in the hub. To be fair, I didn't expect an awful lot after 5 years after the 25th, which was massive. And them announcing on D23 that Illuminations and Festival Stars on Parade was coming back. They said for the 30th, which they've never really said. That pretty much confirms that we're not going to get a new nighttime spectacular or parade. But were we expecting one?
I think if you take it in 5-year increments, I think 30 for parks, not for like people, is the first one where you think, is that a big deal number-wise? Like 5, 10, 15 at a push. 20 definitely. 25, yeah, quarter of a century. 30, is that a big deal?
Yeah, we'll wait for the 50th.
Yeah. Well, that's it now, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
like I say, it's not like people. It's not like it's going to get to 40 and it'll be like, oh, it's turning 40. It's like, that's not an anniversary special, is it?
No.
25, 50, 75.
Oh, hey, we've got 25 more years to wait.
But also, like, last year it was shut. So you just
I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
thought you were going to say something else then.
And it may...
There's going to be people in years to come going, you didn't know you were born back when I were a lad. We couldn't go to Disneyland Paris because it was shut. There were a pandemic. You know,
Yeah.
just be glad with what you've got. Flipping heck.
And we don't know what was planned.
Who are you talking to?
being
Me?
cancelled or rehashed. We also don't know if there's going to be more because this was a small event and they had 55 minutes and they got through every park worldwide and told us all sorts of things. So Disneyland Paris just had its 5 to 7 minutes and that's what it was getting. And it was very much a rundown. We don't know there's not going to be more than just that show on the Castle Hub. That's what we know about to start with. And to start with, it makes me pretty excited. What they have done elsewhere, which they've never done before, and this is an upshoot from the pandemic, is they've announced the full parade is coming back and they've announced new cavalcades. So I think that from now on, cavalcades will be a thing, which I think is amazing. If we can have full parades and cavalcades. So there might be a 30th anniversary cavalcade that's just 1 or 2 vehicles.
You love
You don't know.
cavalcades,
I do.
You love them.
I do. I snog cavalcades.
The Dunn family brings up an interesting point, and that's that the 30th logo looks like the Cafe Mickey Village logo with the ear cut in half coming out the side of the building. Looks like a 30.
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
Well observed. Google it. I just did.
So, the 30th festivities start on the 6th of March. Just let me check my details. Yeah, the 6th of March 2022. So you don't have to wait till the 12th of April. So there's a lot going on there. Just stay posted. We will definitely tell you anything we find out about that 30th anniversary. And whilst I don't want anyone to act disappointed because we're not expecting what we got for the 25th, I think Disney will do something. And they've been upping the snack game recently. That's what I want. Themed snacks.
Iridescent snacks.
Ooh. Thing is, as human beings, we're trained not to eat
It's iridescent,
certain things.
but it's going to be like an ombre two-tone from Nutella to Laughing Cow, and in the middle it's beige. You know, blends down like a delicious sunset.
I'm all in.
Oh my word. Right, okay. Let's move on then. What's next on the menu? Well, Chris, give us a chat about your restaurants, lad.
So I got a message from my wife the other day saying,
Where are you?
where was it?
No, that's what she said.
No, she didn't say that.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
you mean.
Okay.
I thought you meant where was I?
Right.
On the toilet. So I wasn't.
And then she was like, "Where are you? You've been ages." Right, go on.
Can you get off the toilet, please? I don't know why she did, because we've got 3. She could have gone anywhere else in the house, but she's just too lazy to go upstairs. Anyway, so she messaged me and said, I've just been on the app and all the stuff's open so we can book for our restaurants. Now, our booking date should start from the 24th of December. Because of when we're going, or 21st probably. December.
AKA Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but I think I worked it out around the 24th of December anyway.
Yeah.
But you can currently book for most restaurants right through till end of March, maybe even beyond.
Brilliant.
So we just thought, right, let's do that then. So we've booked our main meals for the 4 nights that we're there. We've booked to go to...
May I just ask, you've, like many people have, booked and rearranged this several times. I know originally you had the full premium dining package. Do you still?
No, we've got the half board now.
Right,
it's still premium, but it's half board.
I keep losing track.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, so we've got half board, but it's premium, so we can go anywhere. So we booked to go to Jack's on one of the days.
Yes.
We've booked to go to Chez Remy on one of the days. We've booked to go now. This is where it gets a bit different. So they're the ones that I really wanted to go to Jack's. Laura really wanted to go to Chez Remy's. So
agree to both. Amazing.
So they were the decisions that were made. The rest of it was a bit open because we want to go to Manhattan, and then we didn't really know what we wanted to do for the other one. But the Marvel Hotel restaurants aren't available to book until 60 days. So at the moment there's no availability. But we just thought, well, let's book something because then if all else fails, we've still got something booked. So we've booked Cape Cod because we quite liked that last time we went. And we booked Billy Bob's because we went there the first time, and that's actually, it's a decent one of the buffet places.
It is. That's actually a downgrade from premium, though, isn't it?
It is,
You're not
but
using the full.
Yeah, and so is Cape Cod because that's plus, I think.
Yeah.
Where's Cape Cod?
It's in Newport Bay.
Newport Bay.
Oh,
but the thing about the buffets is when you've got kids, it's just really really easy, and there's always something that they like.
Yeah.
When we stayed when we ate at Cape Cod last time, Lucas spilt a glass of Coke all over the table, which was quite fun.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we're allowed to go back and everything, so it's all good.
Innovations isn't open, is it?
Inventions.
Inventions.
No.
Sorry.
Well, none of that is it? Because the hotel's shut. So and places like Waltz are open. We talked about going to the Silver Spur again. We might change our minds and do that still, but again, that one wasn't bookable either. So
I was going to say Silver Spur because we've never been there, and but you have. I think that would be on my bucket list.
We should go to Waltz.
It hasn't been open for years. And it's never been announced whether it will open again or whether it's going to do a Pizza Planet. Pizza Planet just temporarily closed.
Forever.
For 8 years.
They could still bring it back.
And then disappeared off the app.
I would love it if they brought Pizza Planet back.
if it just appeared without warning.
Yeah.
In the studios.
Like a UFO.
Yeah.
Lauren's just arrived, says, sorry we're late. We
Hello.
go on Wednesday. Lauren, you're going on Wednesday. I'm getting really jealous of everything. Make sure you give us a trip report afterwards and send us some photos. We can chat about what you've done.
You should wear, you and the Dunn family should wear badges so you can recognise each other as listeners of the show, watchers.
Yeah, we need to produce some badges for people to wear.
Well, I did some stickers once upon a time, but Disney made us get rid of them. So
yeah, you can't have the Disney. We're just gonna have to call it 37DS, aren't we?
37DS, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that. We'll work on that, maybe.
Take some words off.
Hugh, before we go much further in, because I'm just conscious of time and everything. What are you guzzling today?
Hi, ole, it's showtime.
Hold together.
Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki cup.
I've run out of my double strength blackcurrant juice. So I'm drinking Lucy's cherries and berries, which I don't normally have. And I've cut it, Chris, with a little bit of spiced gold rum. Is it rum? Yeah. Just a little bit. So there you go. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you for letting me know.
Right.
I think that's all I've got to tell you about my trip. But I could tell you something else quite interesting.
Go on then.
So we got a message earlier this week from Joey Tamburello on Twitter.
Okay.
And I thought the thing when I looked to see who it was, it seemed familiar to me because her blog is Let's Start With This One. I think I've seen her in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also on her thing, it says that she's on BBC Northampton. So I thought, I'm going to have a look. So I had to listen to her show. Well, not her show. She was on talking about films on one of the radio stations the other day, and it was really good. So I just want to say that. It was really good. And also, we got contact this week on YouTube from Sam for God, who told us that the Woody and Buzz characters, with the funny faces, it's only over in the Eastern parks that they've changed it. They haven't done it in the US yet.
Right, yeah, okay. Yeah.
But she does a vlog. She's quite regularly vlogs in DLP. I quite enjoy her show, so I just wanted to say that she's been in touch.
Chris recommends.
There you go.
It always makes me laugh when it goes, Sam for God.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
That's
so
it. I've
then,
done my bits now. I can shut up. I'll go back to being quiet and pressing buttons. I'm sorry, everybody.
oh, that's fine because we've got a rather semi-sad trip update. We are cancelling our cruise.
You just booked it.
Well, I was meant to start my big 40th birthday trip to Florida with a 3-night Bahamian cruise going to Castaway Cay. Now, if you're following the news, Joe Biden's administration are now vaccinating the over 5s, and they've approved the vaccine for the over 5s. So Disney Cruise Line have followed suit, and to go on a Disney cruise, you now have to be vaccinated if you're over 5.
Right.
And the UK government has not approved the vaccine for over 5s. So it's really, there's no way around this, basically. Now, it's a bit annoying because they're the only cruise line to do this. Just because over 5s can be vaccinated, the cruise lines don't have to demand they do. There's ways around it with getting tested, PCR test, lateral flow, all that kind of thing. But Disney have always said we're going to do what we can and more. We want to keep our guests ultra safe. So I do respect them for that. We haven't actually pulled the plug yet, and I think we might not for a month or so, just because we've paid the deposit, the balance isn't due, we may as well not. But just looking at the fact that you have to be fully vaccinated 2 weeks beforehand, and you have to leave 10 weeks between your vaccines, and all this just means that
It's not going to happen, is it?
they're going to have to prove the vaccine pretty soon for it to happen. So that's a bit gutting. So, but here is the good news about being a DVC member, if I had to advertise it any longer. We are going for my parents', well, my mum's 75th birthday and my parents' 50th wedding anniversaries next year. So we're using our points next year to treat them to a 2-bedroom, and we're all going together.
Oh, nice.
That falls less than 12 months apart. So we're upgrading our 14-day tickets to an annual pass, because it's $200 each cheaper to get an annual pass than it is to get 2 lots of 14 days.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to get, so we'll have an annual pass. So the tickets are paid for, and we're DVC members. So I just said, do you know what, Hugh? I'll book some hotels just in case. So I was just able to use my little bean counter, my nuggets, and I've booked Bay Lake Tower at the Contemporary for those 3 days. So it's not really a loser. It was going to be nice to have a cruise
Hang on.
and a stay.
So you've gone back to the next trip. You were talking about the one
I was.
in 2023.
No, the cruise, because we can't change the flights now. We actually flew out 3 days earlier to go on the cruise.
Flapped.
So we're now just swapping those cruise days into a park days. It's a bit disappointed because we were already going to have a park holiday as well, so we kind of lost that. But I'm kind of coming round to it, and it's budget that we can put into other things.
It's going to be a 4-hotel stay.
It is a 4-hotel
But
split stay now.
That'd be fun. Just think
Because
of the vlogs.
availability. Yeah.
Think of the room tour vlogs.
Absolutely.
So we've got Bay Lake Tower at the Contemporary, Saratoga Springs, the Polynesian, and the Boardwalk. We've got 14 days, 4 hotels, so there's going to be a lot of unpacking, but it's exciting. So that's our update. Our other update was that now I was really couldn't really afford to go to Disneyland Paris again, but we were gonna, whether we could afford to or not. But this kind of frees up some budget for another good DLP trip that we can vlog and report back from. So again, we're back to, do we go at some time after the 6th of March? Do we go on the 12th? Do we go another time? So we've got that. Do we go next week? No, we can't go next week. That would be a shame.
Go next week.
So that's our kind of trip updates. It's a bit disappointing, but it's all right. It'll be okay.
It's more
in the end.
shuffling, isn't it?
It's more shuffling.
Kind of getting used to this now,
Yeah.
aren't we? Like with our holidays.
I mean, that's the thing. You'd think I'd be really, really gutted, but I think that we booked it when we just got off the staycation one, and I was so like, cruises are amazing. It's the happiest I've ever been. I've got to go again immediately. That's worn off a bit now. Not that we weren't really looking forward to it. And we're so used to holidays being cancelled that it was like, all right.
Yeah.
Of course.
I started getting excited when I was booking the restaurants last week, and within a day, I started getting really nervous about the fact that France is getting worse and worse, and started to think, oh, what if they close up for the winter again?
Yeah.
So it's just in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, it's right at the end of that period, and we could still be really unlucky if things go
On the
south.
one hand, you're prepared for that, and if it does
Yeah,
happen,
that's
it's
true.
like, well, you know, I kind of suspected it. But on the other hand, wouldn't it be nice just to have all that to just go away finally, and you can just look forward to a holiday knowing that it's going to happen?
Well, exactly. Do you know what gets me most is this holiday was staying in the Disneyland Hotel on Premium Plus, all the different meet and greets and character meals and all that sort of stuff, and it's gone down and down and down and down, and now I know, for instance, the same week will cost me twice the amount that I've paid for that holiday. So how can I possibly get the same holiday and value for money now when the prices have changed so much? So that's what worries me most is, am I still going to get value for money if it does get shifted again? Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to stay positive. It's all you can do, isn't it? And I don't think it'll be our end causing the problems this time if there is one.
Yeah.
So that's something, but...
I think the most likely thing with DLP will be, and I'm wanting to warn Lauren and Darren, who are going in the next couple of weeks. They've just announced that fireworks and parades are coming back. I think the most likely scenario is the parks will stay open, but they'll reverse those decisions. They'll reverse the high congregation things, which I'm telling you won't be the worst thing. You will still have an amazing time, but I just I would prepare myself for that.
Do you think the social distancing stuff could come back? They spent all that time getting guests to scratch their stickers off
I
the floor
think
and stuff.
what was said a lot at the time is people weren't obeying it anymore, and we found that when we were there. It was annoying me. The first time we went last year in July, when it first gone down, people were really were, and the cast were. When we went this August, it was a little bit more haphazard, wasn't it?
It's like here though, like even if it was worse than it was, you know, during our first lockdown, the likelihood of us going back to a lockdown now is so much less, isn't it? Even if it's the position we're in is worse, and it's kind of like that. I think people they've kind of almost moved past that, and it's like,
well, the discipline wouldn't be there this time, I don't think.
No.
Well,
We didn't have it.
I was thinking of us doing click and collect shopping and then coming home and washing groceries.
wiping everything down.
we didn't really do that.
No, but we did. Like if
we
we
did for a couple.
if we got an Amazon parcel, we would wash our hands
I still do.
after getting the
I still
delivery.
wash my hands after picking up the post.
Leave it a while
Which is a
before
bit
you
obsessive.
open it, all that kind of thing. And
it's-
I don't.
And that's not how it's.
Remember how dry and red your hands were at the start of it all?
Yes.
Oh my
Mine-
word.
And I got a bruise.
Mine were okay.
on
Oh,
my
mine were-
thumb from
mine were
washing so
awful.
much. Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't washing hard enough, but mine were fine.
Must
Lauren
wash harder.
says we were going to go to America in October, just gone, and we had to cancel. Oh, the October just gone, and we had to cancel, and now we can't get anything near what we
That's
had for
it.
the same price.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, the flights killed us because for a year we moved them on without having to pay more.
Yeah,
and
and
then
we were
at some point,
getting better flights for the same price.
and then at some point we couldn't do that anymore, and we had to pay £800 extra for the flights. But I mean, this was part of the reason we became DVC members in the first place. I'd always wanted to, and I'd looked it up a million times, couldn't afford it. And when they cancelled the first holiday and we got the money back, and we kind of saw the way things were going and dining plans were going away, if we got the same holiday again, we won't get the dining plan, all this. I thought I'd be better taking this money and putting it in that pot, and then that's the future holidays. And in retrospect, I couldn't have done anything better. Even just for this holiday now.
We've got a listener who had practically the same holiday that I did at the same time. I won't say the name because they'd asked me not to at the time, but
Was it your wife?
yeah, no, it wasn't my wife. But they kept in touch and told me about the changes that they'd made and everything, and I'd obviously kept talking on here about the different things, all the different times I've booked it and everything. But I've not heard from him for quite a while. I'd be quite interested to know, if you do still listen, what's happened with you guys, if you're still going, when you're going, and you know, or if you've been, have you had your holiday and it's been fantastic, because there's a lot of us been in this boat, I think, over these last couple of years, and it'd just be nice for it to just end now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we're bored with it.
Yeah.
Just
Come on.
yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's my biggest dread is, and it was the same when we went to Paris and anywhere, is sitting in the airport or the train station or however you get in there and waiting for PCR tests. It's just it's terrible. After all that, after all the anticipation and packing, there's no point you can enjoy it, is there, until you're actually there. And then you don't even enjoy it then, Hugh.
I do.
Well, no, but didn't you say because we had loads of paperwork to do last time and we had
Oh
to
yeah,
get-
the holiday didn't start until we got on the plane to come back.
because
Because then we'd done
we'd
everything.
scanned our final QR code and
Yeah.
stress was off. I'm like, oh, we're coming home now. Oh, let's bring things to happier things.
Yeah.
Darren has just said, glad the castle is totally uncovered. The front is, I believe it's backside.
Yeah.
It's still...
There's still some bits covered, I think. There's still scaffolding inside, I think it said on inside DLP.
Yeah,
That's all this
I
morning.
think the colonnades at the back. But yeah, for the sake of photographs,
It's just about there.
all done.
Have we got something else to do?
No.
I thought we were looking at that menu.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a look. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, we're going to have a little chat through the
We'll be quick though
Le
because
Monde.
we're recording Big Hero 6.
Have you done your homework, Lucy?
We've been saying for about 3 weeks.
Le Monde. So this is a winter food festival. We're putting the menus up on the screen.
They're a bit small, but
Yeah.
It's not the one that
we're going to read
If
out.
you're watching this on your big telly, though,
We're going to have a
then
look.
you'll see that it's a really low quality picture.
Yeah.
You still won't be able to read it.
And you can look them up online if you're not sure. So, the Winter Twist stall. Now, these are the first pictures I saw, and I was like, yes, I would be there. In little cones and the nibbles, and you can get a cone of cheese.
Cone of cheese.
Lumps of cheese. Doesn't say what kind of cheese. A cone of
Camembert.
Laughing cow.
cured copper. And then a cone of dry cured sausage slices. Now, I'm not
Cured
sure.
copper? Is that
I'm not
policeman?
sure what copper is, but I've seen the pictures, and it's like
copper.
it looks like prosciutto. It's what
Charcuterie.
charcuterie meats. It's like charcuterie in cones, basically. Anything you'd get on a charcuterie board, you're getting in cones. And I'd be like, get a little toothpick, pick those into my mouth. Happy Lucy, happy days. So, and then there's lots of draft beers and white wines because it's France. I'm moving over.
Get your buzz on in the parks.
It's the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act.
No,
Copper.
it isn't.
Oh yeah.
It's sliced children.
Right. On
Get
the
your
next,
buzz on and
the
then-
next stall,
And then go
you've
on
got
Indiana Jones.
a little bowl of sauerkraut. I used to think I liked sauerkraut, so I've ordered it a few times, and then I'm thinking, I really don't. It's always a bit too salty.
It's probably something I would like now, but the thought of it in the past, I would never touch it. But I'd probably find it just fine.
Pickled salty cabbage.
Yeah, put it on something though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it just in a bowl.
Meat pie slices.
So that's a character called Pie Slicers that you get to meet.
But it's actually, this is where you're better without the translation, because the French is pâté en croûte.
That was a joke.
Pig shoulder.
Oh, pig shoulder is
That's
copper.
what copper is, yeah.
It's cured meats anyway. Pâté en croûte.
Tastiest part of the pig.
I would call meat paste on toast, but they're calling it meat pie slices.
Meat pie slices.
Okay.
Quiche Lorraine, pretzels.
Meat pie slices?
Are we happy?
That's like
Vegan
Greg's.
kitchen. Now, this is where it got interesting for me. You've got a vegan sandwich, which is marinated vegetables, vegetable patty, rockets, tomato tartare, chestnut soup, chocolate sponge cake, and banana bread. All vegan for those vegans, but this is what I got excited about. Hot apple and cinnamon juice.
Well,
Ooh, yeah.
can I just say, you say for those vegans, for anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like I will have that chocolate sponge cake, please. And if it's vegan, bonus.
Absolutely. Yeah, I used to have this weird thing where if I saw the vegan option, I'd think, oh, that's not for me. Or if I saw like a halal option, I'd be like, oh, that's not for me. Of course it is. It's food. I can eat it. It's for all of us. So yeah, agreed, Huey. But yeah, hot
Animal.
hot
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 animals.
animals.
For your
Hot
enjoyment.
apple and cinnamon juice that's my fave. Next
With
slide,
a tot of
please.
brandy in it.
Oh, there's various slides. How many are there?
There's one more after this, and the one more after this only has one
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
window
rattle
on
through
it.
it.
Okay.
Shout if you hear something delicious. People in the chat, some of you can go and taste these for us. in
Some of you can
realsies.
go, if you want to go.
When's it on?
It's on now until March.
Lauren, Dunn family, get tasting. Send us extensive tasting notes.
Mark Chester wants to take a selfie with pie slices. Get your son down, Greg.
Well, that's what. Yeah. Meat pie slices.
So we've got a tartiflette. I've been called a tartiflette in my time, in my youth. I don't know. A block and cheese tartiflette. Any clues, anyone?
A what?
Tartiflette. A block and cheese tartiflette.
Well, I imagine it's like a
It's
small
joke.
tart of some sort.
We are like a cultural desert in here. We're like, what's a tart? Like this,
Somebody more educated than us. Tell us what a tartiflette is.
tartiflette?
Put it in the comments below if you're not
Somewhere
watching
in
this
France,
live.
there's a podcast at the moment, and someone's going, "What is a sausage roll?
Yeah.
What is this Greg's pasty?"
Hugh once queued up in a fish and chip shop up here in Yorkshire behind an American family going, "Do you want a battered sausage?"
It was in Keswick.
Yeah. Battered
In the
sausage.
Lake District. So you want a battered sausage? She was discussing it with the children. And you want mushy peas?
So it's a dish from Savoy in the French Alps and from Aosta Valley. It's made with potatoes, red block-and cheese, lardons, and onions. So
That looks amazing.
It's cheese, potato, and onions.
And that looks more like a potato bake. I'd call that
like
a potato bake.
Or like a tortilla.
We are so ignorant.
That
Yeah.
looked delicious. Delicious.
Melted cheese and ham, Lauren says.
Melted cheese and Lauren, if you would taste the tartiflette for us, we would much appreciate
Excuse
it.
me, Lauren. I think you'll find they're lardons.
And then a raclette cheese and cured ham sandwich. I love raclette cheese. This is a big roll of cheese that they melt and then they scrape off the melty bit and it oozes. Nah, lovely. Right, next slide here. A duck shepherd's pie. Okay. It's called a
Duck shepherd's-
Parmentier de Canard.
Thank you.
But it's translated as duck shepherd's pie.
So
I think you'll find shepherd's pies with lambs, love.
it's pie of duck, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's going to be duck with mashed potato on it, we think. Okay. A vegan butternut soup.
No.
Brioche with smoked salmon and chives cream. You see, I really am. This is a food festival up my street. I would try everything from every stand in this. In fact, if you join our Patreon and pay me to, I'll go and do it. An upside down caramelized apple tart.
I think we know what a tart-tart is.
Tartatan. And Yule log.
Oh, pineapple upside down cake's nice, isn't it? And just as an aside.
No,
All right.
I don't like cooked. I don't like real pineapple. I don't like pineapple.
I'm scared of pineapple now because if it's fresh enough, it just immediately strips all the enamel off my teeth and gives me sensitivity for about a week.
Gives me an itchy tongue and a raw roof of mouth.
So I've had to stop eating it.
It gives
And I
me
like
delicious flavours and makes me feel good inside.
Now here's your traditional stand. Cone of roasted chestnuts, mulled wine and hot chocolates.
Yes, I'm there for all of that.
That's it. We had all those things in York today. We didn't have them. We
I've
saw
never had
them.
Do you want
chestnuts.
to move on?
Final slide,
And
please.
finally,
Okay.
La Bigouden Gourmand.
Buckwheat pancake with duck breast fillet, Emmentaler cheese and rocket. All right.
That sounds like the name of the new Harry Potter novel. Harry Potter and the buckwheat pancake
I think...
with duck breast fillet, Emmentaler cheese and rocket.
Okay, I'm going to stop saying buckwheat pancake because basically these are just savoury crepes. Galette is a savoury crepe. So a savoury crepe...
Galette,
Savoury
Crepe.
crepe.
the best a man can get.
Do you know how we think the French accent is really sexy? Do you think that...
Do you know what?
Do you think there might be French people
I'm-
listening to me in my northern drawl
Do you know-
talk about buckwheat pancakes thinking, ooh.
I don't want to be xenophobic, but I really do not find it sexy at all. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's each to their own.
It's a
Each to their
bit
own.
too guttural for me.
It can be sexy.
I'll say, all right, love, calm down.
Yeah, buckwheat pancake, ham and cheese crepe, goat's cheese, honey, walnuts and rocket
Oh, that
crepe.
sounds
Oh, I would
good.
try that.
Yeah,
Goat's cheese, honey and walnuts.
I would devour it.
And then lots of crepes.
Grapes
So-
and sugar. Hang on, you said lots of crepes, but I'm noticing I've
would-
not heard the word Nutella mentioned
Well,
once.
no. The other crepes are crepe with sugar, crepe with Nutella, crepe with salted caramel, crepe with chestnut cream. Oh, crepe
I'd
with
pick
chestnut
the
cream.
walnuts off and eat them first to get them out of the way, and then I
Yes.
could enjoy the
Just
rest.
like a walnut whip.
Yes, get it out of the way.
Oh, they don't put the
I can see
walnuts
that.
on them anymore, do
I
they?
used to just chuck it away when I was a kid, but I would eat it now. But I would, like, if I ever get a cheesecake with it, it's got some strawberries on it, I will eat them, but I'll get them out of the first, like out of the way, like homework, and then I can enjoy it without the strawberries.
Question, boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're hungry. You want one meal. Maybe you want a main and a pudding and a drink. What do you get out of all that?
Oh, can't remember.
Can we go back through them all again?
Come on.
I'm gonna have the vegan chocolate cake.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think that final galette sounded good.
Raclette, and the chestnut soup, I think.
That picture of that tartiflette you just showed. We
Oh,
didn't
aye.
show you. He showed me it just.
Oh, I'll have that ham and cheese, lardons and cheese thing.
That's the
tartiflette.
tartiflette.
That one, yeah.
Tartiflette.
Yeah.
So we're all on board for the tartiflette. And then I would get the apple and cinnamon juice, I think.
I'd have a mulled wine to wash it down.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, right. Cheryl says, I was watching a Universal parade the other day to the song Happy and was thinking, who needs to watch this to realise how much the cheesy Disney parade songs add to the magic?
We have that in the
There
car
you
sometimes.
go. Because happy. It's a good warm-up song at work, that.
Yeah,
It's a good rhythm to
Good,
bounce to. Disney parades.
Yeah.
That was the podcast. Right, okay, guys. We're going to wrap up now. So, thank you very much for joining us once again. I'm so excited that we've got people in the chat who will be going this week and next. I want to hear all about it. You can be our eyes and feet on the ground. I am dragging my feet a little with editing the next vlog from August, but it's out there. If you haven't watched our others, please go watch them. They're really rather good. They're here on the channel. There's 5 out so far from our August trip, and we will be back next week. There's no reason we can't be, is there?
I don't think so. I mean, these things normally jump on us by surprise, don't
Yeah. I've got a 12-hour
Do it
working
again
day
next week.
next Sunday, actually, so I'll be shattered, but I will be here. So we will see you next week. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Good night.
they? Good night.
Peace!
Thank you.